it's Laurie. I hope this video finds you well and healthy and happy. And here we are on day 3 of Ethany's 31 Days of Tarot. 2018 challenge. 3rd day, top 5 oracle decks of 2017. Just like with yesterday when I did the top 5 tarot, I really didn't want to feature any decks that I'd already featured quite a bit on my channel. And there are several oracle decks that are oracle decks that I used a lot or that I really liked, that I have featured already on the channel, and I didn't want to, bore everybody by doing even more of them. So I tried to choose some decks that I used a lot and that I haven't talked about. And I discovered when I started stacking them up, and I discovered when I did that they were all kind of like healing decks or decks that I use for inner work and things like that. And so then as I started gathering these together, I thought, oh, you know what? I think I'm just gonna like stick these off to the side and do a video about healing decks and inner work and journaling and that kind of thing, and how I do that, because I've done that a lot in 2017. So then now we're down to the 3rd string oracles. Not really, but that are oracles that 1 haven't been featured, 2 aren't part of my healing routine, and so that's where we are. Okay, so 5 oracle decks that I have acquired in 2017 in no particular order. And the one I really wanted to talk about, I wanted to talk about it because it's unusual, and it's rare, but it's not really that unusual all of a sudden, because the last couple of weeks I've seen it pop up in the YouTube world all of a sudden a lot more. The deck I'm talking about is Carte de Visite d'Algariel. Oops, we're gonna have some glare problems. I'm sorry. I thought I found a location where the lighting was good. Who knows? We'll see. By Alcide Nathaniel. And when I first saw this deck back at the beginning of the year, I think I saw it first on Christine's channel here on YouTube called Christine and Celeste, and I saw it on Nat's channel called Angel Tena. They're both French podcasters who podcast in French. They also podcast in English, and that's how they got this deck. And that's where I saw it, and I hadn't seen it anywhere else. And I really wanted the deck. They have it on Amazon France, but they don't ship to the United States. So you're fine if you're anywhere that isn't the United States, but I'm in the United States and I wanted the deck. So Christine actually helped me get in touch with Alcide, the author, and he and I emailed back and forth, and he sent me the deck. I got the deck right from him. And he also sent me a bracelet. So I was really super pleased to have this deck. It's in French, but it's not completely the box is in French. And the first half of the little white book is in French, but the second half of the little white book, you see, it is in English. And I said that with Spanish, I'm sorry. He covers the introduction, how to start, some card drawing methods, general meaning of the cards, and then contact thanks and information and things like that. And this deck is... It's a proper oracle deck. It's not a modern oracle deck. It's like a traditional, I guess is what I should say, oracle deck. It was originally created specifically for contacting, I think, for doing past life reading, for mediumship readings, for spirit readings, and that kind of thing. I think that was the author's intention. I should probably mention right now that the author and artist, well, really the artist, that he feels like he channeled these paintings from this spirit Algariel. So I just wanted to let you know, because I know there are some people who don't want a channeled deck. So this is not a deck that you would want to get, because it's a channeled deck. The paintings are just stunning. Oh dear. Are we gonna have glare problems? Are you gonna be a naughty camera, or are you gonna be a good camera? Oh, that's not bad right there. And you've probably already seen this because it's Kelly featured it on, did I already say that? On Truth and Story. I think she just got a copy of this deck. And so it's going to be republished. I think it's being picked up by another publisher. And so it may be available in the US. Like I said, it's not really like a pick a card and then read the blurb in the book. So where it would be, say, like you would draw several cards and kind of read them together the way you do with Lenormand or Mildred Payne Oracle, things like that. So for instance, here we have a lamp, this is not called the lamp, this is called the mystery. Hang on, let me see. The riddle. So this one is the riddle, and the other is the isolated tower. So the isolated tower is about premonitions, working on your inner self, things like that. The riddle is mystery or revealed secrets and thoughts. And so then when they are together, they would be read as something like using intuition or divining methods in order to reveal something that is hidden or that's secret, whether it's because it's something that's unknown to you or because it's something that is simply buried in back in your subconscious mind, kind of thing. So that's sort of, they're beautiful, and I edged them in black because it's perfect that way. Look at the backs, just stunning. So I really, really like this deck a lot. So the next one I'm going to talk about is the Fairies Oracle by Brian Froud. The book is fantastic. You've probably seen it. Not only is the book visually very, very pretty, it's done on kind of antique paper with, this is kind of a gray-blue, yeah, like a gray-blue ink. And I have put little tabs on here to delineate the different categories of fairy. So in this book, there are singers, guides, helpers, challengers, and then the last part of the book are suggested readings for using the cards. I keep it in this box that my daughter Gracie, oh, you all know Gracie, I think if you've seen the channel, did the wood burning on it for me. It's not a pretty, it's like a dandelion that's gone to seed and all of the seeds are starting to blow away. She did that for me, which is really sweet. And so I keep it in here. I don't like the font that they chose. I cannot read the font. The Soul Shrinker. Pretty sure that's what that says. It's super difficult to read the font, and it's such a shame. Now, I did see that someone trimmed the border, even though you see how it's kind of irregular on the one side? They trimmed the border, just leaving the number. There's a number at the top of each. Here, you can see it a little bit better on that one. There, number 7. So there is a number. So even if you trimmed the border and you trimmed the font off, you could still find it in the book because the book is arranged numerically. So my cards are every which way. The silly, silly fairies. I don't know what they've been doing while I haven't been using it. Sylvanius. There we go. So this is, I think this is one of the singers. He had the fiery sword. So the singers in the beginning are sort of very elemental, light kind of looking beings. And then you get into the she. I know. And then guides. And then you get into the troublemakers. I think they're called challengers or challenges. And, oh, this is like, if you like real fairies, like real fairy energy, not Disney fairies, this is such a great deck. Next one I think I will talk about is the Vintage Wisdom Oracle by Victoria Mosley. I got this one back in February because I was doing some readings as part of my course that I took and finished up at the beginning of last year. I had to do public readings. And in February, I was doing all love readings. Well, I was doing a lot of love readings anyway, where people were asking about love life related things, is what I mean by that. And I wanted a deck that I felt was kind of soft and nice. And so I was using the Tarot Muha And then I got this Vintage Wisdom Oracle to go along with the Tarot Muha, and it looks beautiful with the Tarot Muha. I did trim this because the borders were actually slightly different shades of, not going to cooperate, is it? Slightly different shades of kind of brown and gold. Am I going to be able to get any visuals on these cards at all? Probably not. Anyway, trimmed them and they look superb trimmed. This is a great deck if you have any tarot decks that are comprised of collage, particularly vintage collage. This deck goes beautifully with the stretch tarot. It does go nicely with Tarot Muha, which is in collage. It looks beautiful with the Tarot d'Éphémérotique. It's not light and fluffy. It covers, you know, it talks about things like shadow self. I apologize that how was I holding it that was working like that? There we go. Like shadow self, trust, playfulness, union, protection. So there are a lot of kind of heavy-hitting truth topics, and the guidebook is also excellent, but it is absolutely, it's all female. So, okay. Fourth one I'm going to talk about is the Tree Wisdom cards by Lisa McLaughlin on Etsy, as I think Lisa McLaughlin art. And I bought her Tree Wisdom cards and also the Plant Ally cards. She has also made another oracle. I don't have it, I don't remember the name of it right now. Life Design Oracle. And she's in the middle of making a tarot that looks fantastic. She's on Instagram if you're following her on Instagram. It's kind of a mixed media. Oh, it looks wonderful. I'm going to get it as soon as it comes out. It's like she went to parks, and I mean, if she was in London, there's so many beautiful parks and Kew Gardens and things like that to choose from, and sketched all these beautiful, amazing trees, and then the faces that she saw in the trees. So there are some faces of like elemental tree beings in all of these trees, and look at that. There, it's so beautiful, and there are a lot of chakra energies going on with these trees. And she drew just kind of the, not just sort of the being of the soul of the tree, but kind of the energy and the emotion that is related to it. Very similar. I mean, this isn't from anything she's written. This is just my feeling, is that it's similar to Bach flower remedies, where Bach kind of looked at the plant to see what it was doing. So like violets, you know, and then the nature of the plant told you what it would be good for. And to me, it feels a little bit like that's what she did, that she looked at some of these trees. So this one is an alder. She looked at the trees and saw the faces in the trees. I see like a llama. Do you see like a really happy llama almost in that? And there's just a phrase on the front. This one says, "You are enough." And then there's a design and a little write-up on the back. I know there are people that don't like writing on the back of their oracle cards. I love having it right there, particularly for gifting it to people. They don't have to go look something up in a book. I really do like it. So Alder, you are enough. Concerns related to emotions around power, identity, or creativity can cause excess stress within your body. How can you release some stress and restore a sense of balance? Let's see, Serenity. It's a pear tree, isn't that beautiful? Tolerance. Oh, look at that beautiful tree. Look how tall that is. It's a giant redwood. The busy mind of schemes and ideas may leave you being too hard on yourself or on others. A quiet sense of balanced responsibility, tolerance, and relaxation allows your wisdom the space to see the bigger picture. How can you ground yourself to allow more tolerance of yourself and others? I do like the Plant Ally cards as well. I think the Tree Wisdom are maybe like my favorite. Last but not least is a deck that I only just got. They did a Cyber Monday sale, I think, where all the decks were $7. So I bought this for myself, and I really haven't used it too much. And my oldest daughter bought this deck for me too, not from Hay House. She just bought it from Amazon for Christmas and gave this deck to me for Christmas. And I was like, I already have it. And I was going to keep both of them, but she wanted me to. She wanted to return it and get me something that I didn't have, so she did. But I kind of felt like that was, you know, something I should notice. When things happen multiple times, the rule of 3, my Reiki master always used to talk about, and I know that's not her original. She didn't make up the rule of 3, but, you know, when something happens a couple of times in a row, you should start paying attention to it. So when, you know, I got this, it was appearing quite a bit in someone's Instagram feed that I follow, Imogen Walters, and then it was on sale, so I bought it, and then my daughter gave it to me, and so I thought I should probably pull this deck out and start using it. It's a very, very nice deck for being mass market and for being $7. It was $7. The inside of the box is nice. The backs are quite pretty. They are, whoa, we're never going to be able to see that. There we go. They are a kind of matte, that velvety matte finish. Do you know what I mean? Which makes them good for, there's not too much glare probably because of the matte. But it does make them ever so slightly sticky, not sticky, grippy. A little bit on one another, so when you go to take one off. That says, in any moment I can surrender to the powerful presence of love through prayer, contemplation, and stillness. There is a lot of prayer wording in these, the universe, and I think God is mentioned in these a couple of times, I want to say. And I really liked the artwork. I didn't really think I was going to like the content, to be honest with you, because the author, Gabrielle Bernstein, does some, she's like really big in manifesting and like pop manifestation and stuff like that. That's my term, pop manifestation. And so, you know, for that reason, I kind of thought that I didn't think I'd like them, but I loved the artwork and decided to take a chance. I'm unapologetic about what I desire and trust that what I focus on will grow. Well, that's always true, right? What we feed grows fat. If I turned them this way, I could see them. I recognize that I have chosen fear, and I choose again. I choose love. Yeah, because we can always change our mind and choose again. We're not stuck with anything. So those are kind of neat. Okay, 5 Oracle decks that I got in 2017. And I think that's it. Thank you very much for watching, and see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.